What if you grew up with that pirate and the circumstances were being taught the culture of what being a pirate meant, and you're isolated from anybody of any other gender, right? Like, it's you with everyone else who's in the culture and the environment of becoming a pirate. You would have easily became that pirate. You would have easily been the person. Now, I know you're like, no, I would never. But guess what? The way that you were raised, the culture you were brought up in, things you were exposed to, the truths that you hold, the beliefs you have. That is a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to see that, yo, I don't have to operate in this negative way, in this toxic way. Right? Yes, that's the one. We got a reader in the house. Got him. Right? And so it is a privilege, y'all. Is it a privilege to be able to appreciate? Here, I'm about to tag, I'm about to pin it. Pin the comments. So if you don't know, now you know. If you're not watching live, be back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So the thing is, yo, when we judge other people, right? And we may not feel like we're judging, but when we decide, yo, this thing has pissed me off, or I don't like this, or that's bad and that's foul, we're pumping up this energy that's toxic. I'm not saying it's just bad energy and it's just like, it's not fun and I don't prefer it. No, it's deteriorating your body. Okay? Deteriorating your body, legit. When you have gratitude, it releases hormones that not only heal your body, but heal it in a way it operates just as an antidepressant. They have mocked pills after what your body does naturally. The pill is just you have the ability to get to the root and the source of something. However, we are widely taught how to deal with the symptoms. Right? How to deal with things that are just like, these are the extension of it. You know, you ever like just deal with things by grabbing a tissue, but you ain't never took the allergy pill? You know, you ain't never stopped eating the wrong stuff. Or maybe it's smoke in the atmosphere. You know, maybe it's dust. You ain't never took time to clean the dust down. You keep on sneezing and just keep buying a bunch more tissues. Just wipe the dust off the fan and stop blowing the fan with all the dust. You know, like there's a way to get to the source of the issue. Right? However, we have learned to deal with the symptom and not deal with the source. We have learned that if something is different than me in the way I operate, right, and I don't agree with it, then it's bad. It may be toxic, right? The person may have toxic behavior. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. Think about the fact truly that this pirate, yo, foul as he is for abusing this child, to the point where she just jumped off the boat and was like, yo, I'm done. Sharks have me. I'd rather sleep with you than with these men. At what point are you going to naturally be like, oh, the pirate probably a good dude. You know, he probably just had a bad night. Nah, like we don't think like that, right? However, when we allow ourselves, just expand your mind a little bit, all right? I'm back again in the house. Okay, I see you. We got Brittany here, Zeus Gang in here, T Motivator. I see you. Welcome in. The challenge is, yo, to be able to take our mindset as we know it and recognize that it is a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to see what is toxic versus what is healthy. Not everybody has that ability, right? Not everybody has the sensitivity to operate in a way that they care, that they love, that they tend to the nurturing of something rather than deteriorating it. And so you being that person, instead of playing both roles, because this is what we do. We think, yo, two can play that game, you know, because I'm a good, healthy person, I can be toxic in as long as it's in the name of health, right? I can cuss somebody out. I could tear up a place because, you know, if I see something not right, this is dusty over here and it make me mad, then I'm just going to throw it and I'm going to break something. And in the name of, I was upset because it wasn't clean. But you didn't clean it any better. You made it worse, right? And that's what we do when we look at folks, right? And we don't give the perspective of, okay, this is toxic. However, right, there could still be gratitude and love in this space. It may not make a lot of sense right now, but I'm daring you to look at a situation in your current life, right, where you're you're frustrated, right? Or you're upset with the way the government's handling something, where you may not be so satisfied with the way, your spouse is dealing with a situation, or your children are behaving, or whatever that is. And look at these people, look at yourself even, where you're like, yo, I just did X, Y, and Z, and it's done. And I made this permanent decision. It's going to ruin the rest of my life, whatever, whatever you're looking at, right? And allow yourself to just play a little bit with your imagination and challenge yourself to have some gratitude there. And I say this because what this begins to do is it breaks up these toxic things that's happening with your neuron pathway, yo. Like, it breaks these things up, and it allows you to rebuild a new way of existing, of living in this world. It allows you to rebuild your reality. The way that you see things and experience things, right? A lot of it is rooted within you. It's the attraction. It's what you're pulling. You're an energetic being. Believe it or not, if you try it, test it out. I say test it out for 21 days before you tell me it does or doesn't work. Because it literally takes about that time for your body to go through a full cycle. By that 22nd day, when you wake up on day 22, if you tell me you ain't not had one situation where you're like, it's better to operate in gratitude than to be upset and frustrated and put my judgment out. You know what I mean? A lot of times we resist things. Do you know when we refuse to be grateful and we're upset, like, nah, ain't nothing to be happy about, our body is tense and tight, restricted, right? What do you think happens to your health? What do you think happens to you trying to create something? Imagine a woman going through a birth process, right? But she's clenching the whole time. You got to release at some point. You have to breathe. What they tell her to do? Breathe. Release it. Let it out. Push. And so there's some things in your life you may need to be pushing about that you're not pushing about because you're too frustrated about it, right? That woman could be having birth and be mad as all get out. And in all honesty, you're supposed to squat while having birth. So most of us having frustration giving birth because we laying on the backs. And that messes up your whole spine and all kind of other things. We ain't going to get too deep into that right now because the point is gratitude, right? Looking to be as grateful as you possibly can be. And if you can't think of nothing major, start with the most pettiest, simple thing. I mean petty, okay? Petty. Something you really are grateful for, though, right? I'm grateful that I got 10 fingers. For a lot of us, we're not thinking about that. We're not thinking about the fact that we got 10 fingers. But that's 10 different things to be grateful for. Because I could be running around here with 1 or just 2 or just 3. I got 10, my guy. That's a blessing. And when you begin to realize how common it is for people not to have all 10 fingers, it'll strengthen that gratitude. What happens when you really do appreciate something? You really do feel the strength of your gratitude intensifying. You are releasing these hormones that are healing your body. You're releasing these hormones that are strengthening your ability to attract, right? You are not, what are you doing? You're taking your battery operating self, okay? Now, I don't know how to say your name correctly, but I believe this is Ling and Ming here. Welcome to the building. In all honesty, yo, when you strengthen your frequency, because that's what we do when we're releasing these chemicals from gratitude. When you strengthen your frequency, the things that you aspire to have, to become, to experience, like when you're like, yo, I need X, Y, and Z to be happening in my life right now. Or maybe there's something going on in your life right now and you are so thankful for it, you don't want it to end. And some of us don't move when we have that restriction and the fear that, yo, as soon as this moment's over, it's over for life. Right? Z from Baltimore in the house. I see you. Like, honestly, though, like any form of restriction will decrease your ability to use your magical powers. And I say magical like this because it's not even like when we think magic, we think it's something unrealistic. We thinking like Halloween costumes. Like, nah, you legit, you have powers, yo. You have abilities, and I'm pretty sure you're using them and don't know that you're using them. Some of us are using them and they're working right against us. Right? Like some of us are using our powers unknowingly and it's working against us and we just keep doing it. How do we do this? With our words. They say speak life or death, right? And I'm not going to keep it as simple as what you speak about, you bring about, but it is that simple. I know it sounds petty. I know it sounds like a dang fortune cookie, yo, but I've practiced it. I've seen it work in my life. This is real practical tools, right, to change the existence of your environment. to change the value of who you are in a way that works for you. Because no matter what you think, right? Time is doing this, time is made up, right? However, life is moving. It's in flow. It's in constant flow. And so when you decide to pull out of that flow, you're giving yourself a false reality because that flow doesn't stop. There's no end or beginning to it. It's constant. It's constant, right? And so the currency of your life is based off the current that you're riding, the current that you're flowing in, right? So what's your current? If you're in this moment and you're really like, you're grateful for where you're at, you're like, yo, this is mad dope, right? This right here, I want to hold on to it. And then you have this fear of like, it's not going to last forever. That restricts you from experiencing this to its greatest expansion. That also restricts you from building what's next. Because now, whatever's to come, it's being nurtured in this moment. You know, and so if you're nurturing what's to come with, you're not going to be better than what's now. Because that's what you're saying when you're afraid that this ain't going to last forever. You're saying whatever's coming next, it can't be that dope. It can't be that amazing, right? There's no way, right? So you're restricting your ability to go through the full expansion, the full max capacity of enjoying right now. And you're also reducing the ability to build and to grow into something that will be the next level, right? Because we have a hard time believing life can get any better than what our best day has been. So if our best day isn't today and maybe it's some day in the past, and we're like, yo, I wish I could relive that day. Wish I could go back to that. Oh, those were the good old days. What about the good new days, you know? All right? Like the good days are here right now. We're living in it. I have prayed over my live and my Instagram, and I've been very intentional that whoever come through, it is intentional. That there's a connection that you get what you need and you dipset. Whatever it is that you need, you get to hear it, right? And so I truly believe that this message is for you personally. Honestly, I don't even care if you're watching the replay. This is not for you to be like, yeah, I should tell my cousin this. Nah, man. It's not for your brother. It's not for your spouse. It's for you. It's for you to experience and to, you know, there may be people you want to experience it as well. Hit that airplane, you know, send it to them, but also live it. It's hard for people to believe in something they have not seen or experienced or at least have their own imagination going about, right? Which is why I'm like, yo, I'm here to be a living example. So y'all getting ready to get my vision boards from the past and my current vision board. So as these things begin to just like blow my mind, they can blow your mind as well, because you'll be like, I was there when you said it. Okay. But people who are in my personal life, I'm a very open book. When you ask me questions, I answer. Ask me anything. I'm here for it. However, I want you to really know that the power of gratitude is not just a fun thing to do. It's medicinal. It's medicinal, right? Your ability to take the most simplest things and blow up your excitement about them and live in that joy and live in that peace and get as crazy about it as possible, right? And keep building on that energy. Build with that energy. Create with that energy. Work with that energy. If you find yourself working, you're like, yo, I hate it here. I can't wait till it's over. You find yourself in that mood for hours upon hours, do whatever you got to do. You know, play some music. You can't play no music, sing a song in your head. You know, if music's not even your thing, find a way, right? Imagine yourself like, yo, this right here is building that over there. So keep your mind on that over there while this is going. Whatever you got to do, okay? But allow yourself to be in a vibration of gratitude. The hope is that you're in this at all times. So even when somebody arguing with you, and I wouldn't call no argument an argument, like somebody disagree with you, right? You being able to respond in a way where you still appreciate their existence, you still appreciate their thought process and them thinking enough to think about wanting to get a point through to you, right? Wanting you to understand them. Like, how great is that to have somebody to want to understand us so much so that they want to be understood by us. And they push their point and they prove their point and they're really going for it. Like, when somebody put that much energy into a conversation with you, you could be grateful for it. It may not come with the frequency that you like. You be like, yo, your vibe, yo, whatever. You may not like it. However, you can still be grateful for it.